Right, me Christine, my name is Rudolph Iambo. I'm a journalist from One Africa TV. I came here today just to have a conversation. It's not an interview as such. It's a conversation. It's a dialogue. It's just probably looking for some clarities, like I highlighted in the WhatsApp text that I have sent to you. I was within doing my research for the past years. The party, the Independent Party for Change, has suspended quite numbers of councillors within the local authorities in different regions. And on that, I tried to probably just to look at it from a different angles, because at the end of the day, it has to do with accountability. Maybe if you can explain it to us, the party code of conduct and what typically lead to the suspensions. I know different councillors has different issues, but mostly the party code of conduct, and just to brief us or explain it better, what always lead to the suspensions.
Thank you very much. IPC as a party has got principles that govern the manner in which we operate. Of those principles that are outlined in our party constitution is the principle of accountability in public office and transparency in public office. Every one of our public or political delegated representatives take an oath upon being nominated as candidates, which is contained in our party constitution, and this oath outlines what the requirements are, what the specific obligations are for members of the party that are delegated with the responsibility, be it at regional council or local authority. Each of these cases that you've mentioned are dealt with on merit. It's not the same incidences that led to the suspension and ultimately the recall of these councillors that you've mentioned, but each of their actions that warrant a disciplinary process is accorded that process. The conduct, again, we have a principle of the rule of law. If a councillor that is delegated by the IPC and that has been placed in a local authority to represent the wishes of the people of Namibia who've empowered the IPC to have delegates in those local authorities, do not comply with what the law says, we have an obligation as a party to act on behalf of the electorate because they can't do it themselves. So on the basis of that, we act. Contraventions vary. Some councillors may have contravened the code of conduct of local authority councillors or the code of conduct of the regional council or provisions of the Local Authorities Act or the Regional Councils Act. And upon that information reaching our office, we have an obligation to make sure that these delegated representatives comply with the rule of law. That is what leads to investigations. That is what leads to restraints. The latest one is a restraint of our councillor of Alphas by Rural so that we can have an opportunity to investigate and ascertain the allegations, whether they are true, and if they are true, what the consequences will be determined by what the investigation finds. If it is criminal, of course, we don't have jurisdiction over criminal matters. That is the responsibility of an external authority. If it is administrative, there are, outlined responses on how you deal with matters that are administrative in nature. If it is a breach of the IPC constitution, that too is outlined in our constitution on how we deal with those matters. If it is misconduct, then that too has got a way in which we have to deal with it as prescribed in the constitution.